Hello and welcome to VO's Journey. My name is Anthony. This show is about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business, sidestep all the crazy things that I seem to step on. And today we are doing our video for the year 2026 on voiceover jobs for beginners. So I'm very excited about this. Every year I have come on, and I think it's been at least the last 4 or 5 years where I've done a video for voice actors, for beginning voice actors, on what are the top 3 websites to get voiceover work on. And this year is going to be a surprise because one of the reigning sites that we've had on the top 3 forever is no longer there. I am removing it, and I'm going to tell you why. So I'm very excited to share the top 3 websites with you this year for 2026. So first and foremost, let's get the first website that we recommend for 2026, and that is Academy Voices. Now, Academy Voices is a website where you can join to get voiceover work, and it's growing. It's fairly new. It's only been around for a couple years, but the website is growing, and it is primarily one of the big things I like about it. One is that there is plenty of work, regular work every single day for voice actors, and also it's safe. So one of the issues we have when I put this list together, always is one of the issues I look into is, are websites safe for us? Are there scams going on? Are there is it too complicated? Is it what are the problems that go along with it? And do the problems outweigh the benefits, right? And this particular website, I think it fits perfectly with beginning voice actors. One of the big reasons too is voice actors run it. So, there's they've almost published 600 audiobooks. New authors are joining every day, and it's a really great website to get voiceover work on, academyvoices.com. All right, website number 2, and that is acx.com. ACX met the list again, and one of the largest reasons that ACX meets that list is because it is still one of the best places to get audiobook work, and it's free. And it directly goes to Audible, although places like Academy Voices not only publishes to Audible, but publishes to 40 other retailers and libraries. But ACX does publish to Audible, and it is still one of the largest, or if not the largest, currently independent, or indie publisher for authors, or for narrators. Okay, Kindle would be for authors, but and narrators are for ACX. So that is my number 2. Now, the challenge with ACX, which differs from Academy Voices, is that ACX does struggle still with the problems of scams and people basically joining ACX. And what happens is if you're an author, you join under the author label, and then ACX tries to match your work with work that goes with your name, etc. Now, you also have the option to type in manually what book is yours. And a lot of times what will happen is there are people who will go in, take books, republish them, act like they own them through ACX, and then put them up on ACX to narrators to try to get them to narrate them. All in the meantime, they don't own the books. Like, it is a complete scam. And what happens is ACX then goes in and it's like, no, you don't have the right to do that. We take this down. And what happens is the narrators get caught in the crosshairs, which they have to end up taking it down. So you might ask, well, Anthony, why did you put that on the list if there is some of those problems? Because in this particular situation, the pros still outweigh the cons, especially when you're just getting started out. That's why it's not number 1 anymore. It's number 2. ACX has always been typically number 1, but I put Academy Voices as number 1 because it literally is a website where I mean, like, the whole point is it's safe because there's not people, everything is vetted through real people. So where ACX is not. Now, the only difference with with Academy Voices is there is a $9 monthly charge with Academy Voices. It's only $9, but ACX is free. So, there's some pros there and cons as well, if that's a con, but that does make, ACX a different site. However, again, on the other side, ACX only goes to Audible. So you can't get any of the other places. You can't get any libraries. You can't get any other things there. Now, the narrator or the author can choose to not publish exclusively through Audible, and then they can use that work throughout, and that would be in your contract. But I find that the majority of all people who go through ACX, the indie authors, bless their hearts, they don't know any better, and they're trying to do whatever they can, and they click the exclusivity button because ACX and Audible pay you 40% instead of 25%. Like Audible takes 75% of the work. So those are some cons, but ACX is still, still one of the best places to get work, along with Academy Voices if you are brand new as a voice actor. All right. And the third place that constitutes like this criteria that I use, and it's funny because I've never actually posted the criteria I've used, but if you think about it, that criteria consists of, is it a safe place to be? How much does it cost to be on there? Is there enough work for beginners to get work that you don't have to be a professional, of 10, 15, 20 years to get voiceover work? So that is something that, it plays into that criteria. And is it easy to use, et cetera, et cetera. And so Upwork, it fits our number 3 spot still. Okay. And if you haven't noticed, we do 3, and what site's not on there that's been on there forever is Fiverr. Fiverr has been removed from the top 3 websites after all of these years. And we're going to talk about why in just a moment. But getting to Upwork has a lot of pros, and it does have some cons. But I think one of the biggest pros is, yes, you still can join. You can join there. It's free to join. However, in order to send proposals to or to reply to the proposals that are sent, you have to buy these things called connects. They're like credits. And you do get a little bit of free ones every month, but it's not enough to really do anything. You still can have a free profile on there, but most likely you have to buy connects. So it has become a cost. So it's probably about $20 or $30 a month in connects, but there is a lot of work, and there's a lot of work for beginners. There's a lot of work for beginners on Upwork. So I really do think that Upwork still remains, and the platforms change, but not changed a lot. Okay, they still have the ability to put up gigs on there, just like they on Fiverr, but they really shine in the proposal where people put out, a job and you send a proposal, and we have a lot of people who get really good work through Upwork, and there's a wide variety. There are levels that you can level up. So Upwork is number 3 because it does cost more than than Academy Voices and ACX, but it is still the platform that has enough work for beginners. One of the largest criteria for this list is there enough work for beginning voice actors? That's the really key on these platforms. You know what I mean? Is there enough work? Is there work that you're actually going to be able to get, or is it just you're praying and hoping to God that you magically get a job? So that's why that's a huge criteria for these 3 platforms, and number 3, Upwork meets that criteria. Let's move on to Fiverr, which did not make the top 3 lists. Now, don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean I still don't have respect for Fiverr. I've done a lot of work through Fiverr. I've made a lot of money through Fiverr. However, sadly, in my humble opinion, and that's what this is my opinion, over the course of the last 3 years, Fiverr has really, they have gone to a place where it is not about voiceover at all. And I want to chat a little bit about that because I kind of remember when it started happening. So previous to a few years ago, I knew most of the people who were running the voiceover side of things, running those verticals as they call them on Fiverr, and had them on in our conferences at VO's Journey. Knew a lot of the people, the men and women who were running it, and they really cared a lot about voiceover, and they made massive changes to the voiceover section. Like, for example, Fiverr is highly responsible, I think, a lot for changing the word, hourly rate to words, because and we still kind of use how much is our hourly rate to record, and then we charge what does it mean to license our work. But Fiverr was primarily responsible to changing it to this word idea, like it's 100 words, we charge $100 for 100 words or something, and then we charge rights as opposed to time, right? Like we charge just a recording fee and then rights. But Fiverr changed this to a kind of a product. They're productizing voiceover. That's what they did. So, I think they played a central role in this, and they changed that. And it was just for voice actors. It wasn't for any of the other verticals, segments on Fiverr. So I think that was a really big thing that Fiverr did that was real beneficial. And in that time, the people involved in that were really into voiceover. I mean, the amount of it. And I think as AI, and I'm just going to point it out because they have, even the CEO, when he came out and said, we're going to be downsizing and it's going to be more like a startup. There's going to be more, all these jobs lost to AI. You remember, you guys remember we posted that on LinkedIn. That was a couple or last year or so. And the stuff, I mean, it was a mess. And they've gotten rid of a lot of people. They've started charging. So you literally they charge you now if you want, and like they have programs, right? So not only are you take the 20% that you give them for the job, and then you get, then they take another 5 to 12%, depending on the cost, from the person who's buying it from you. So remember, they're taking from you and they're taking more from them. So some of these people, right? I mean, they're taking 20 to 30% of the total cost. I mean, they're taking 30% or more of the total cost, right, of a job. And on top of that, they're charging voice actors to be a part of their program. You don't have to be a part of the program, but if you're not a part of that program, you don't get all of the really important data that they need. And that's about like $49 a month. It's like $39 to $49. I don't remember what it is right now, but I mean, you might as well. I mean, that's $500-600 a year on top of all the money they're taking. So Fiverr has really cannibalized themselves. They've gone head over heels into AI. And on top of all of that, I can't stand the UI anymore. And I just talk bad about Fiverr because I've spent so much. If you followed me any type of years, I spent so much time as a Fiverr advocate. But I'm just disappointed in the direction that they went, and that's okay because they can go whatever direction they go. They don't care what I think, but I really do think from a voice actor standpoint, it's not the same place anymore. I don't see them pushing new voice actors as much as they used to. One cool thing about Fiverr is they push voice actors. New voice actors to the front, and they do a lot of work to get them involved. That was really smart. And now it's just become so oversaturated. There's 40,000 plus gigs, and voiceover has the highest number of gigs on Fiverr, but they are not the number one earning spot. I mean, they're not even in the top 10 of the earning spot. And with AI, they've pushed the boundaries. Now, they did remove AI from the voice because they were playing with it and stuff, and they did remove it because it just wasn't working for them. But they have hands down gone, again, head over heels into AI, it's their prerogative. I'm not bashing them on that. That's they can do whatever they want. But for us, it's not the same platform. So the top three, we've got Academy Voices, we've got ACX, and we've got Upwork. Academy Voices and ACX, no surprise there. Focus on audiobooks because audiobooks has had just an extreme growth constantly. It never stops. And on top of that, it's great for beginners. Okay. And then on top of that, we have Upwork. I just realized this whole time my mic was up there, and I wonder if I've been blurry. But there we go. Because I'm looking at the camera, not myself on the screen, and I realize it's been blurry. So hopefully you've stuck around throughout the blurriness. Anyways, those are the top three. Leave your comments below, and are you on those three? Are you using them? Have you never heard of them before? I'd love to have them. So these are the top places to get voiceover jobs for beginners in 2026. Thank you guys so much. Share this to someone who needs it, and check out VO Journey Academy. It's where we help you start and grow your voiceover business. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful 2026.